You build multiple six-figure, seven-figure, even eight-figure businesses. Could you share some key strategies or principles that have contributed to your success in this entrepreneurship journey?
What can AI not replace? That's what I'm always looking for. What it can't replace is human connection. You could date a robot, but I don't think you're going to have the same experience as dating a real human. But that's my own personal experience. But my point is in the future, I won't even know if this is you interviewing. It could be an AI bot, right? Acting as if it's you, and then it's interviewing me. That to me does not get me excited, but that's a reality.
What kind of challenges this level of people have? Like they already have money, they are already making six-figure, seven-figure, eight-figure. By serving all of them, what do you feel? What are their challenges they are facing in their life because they already making money? Hi guys, welcome to the Entrepreneurs Warrior Show. This is where we interview entrepreneurs, coaches, consultants who are expert in their niche. And in this amazing series of show, in this amazing episode, today we have a super awesome guest with us. So without further ado, let's on the stage. You build multiple six-figure, seven-figure, even eight-figure businesses, and building eight-figure online business is a quite accomplishment. So could you share some key strategies or principle that have contributed to your success in this entrepreneurship journey?
Yeah. I think the biggest thing is find something that's working, hire the person that did it, and have them show you how to build it. So in every category, I always go after a really good coach, mentor that's done what I want to do. I go mimic exactly what they do, and then I crush it in those categories because I'm not afraid to go find the exact thing that I'm looking for to make that thing happen. Does that make sense? So what you really need to do is really find the recipe that you're trying to cook, and then cook that recipe.
Yes, definitely. And the one thing that you just shared, go after mentor and follow what they did. Um, if I can use one word, which is surrender to the system, surrender to the process, which is something give you the result that you are actually looking for.
Mhm.
And while I was reading about you and seeing your previous interviews and all, I heard this one thing is you believe people are not buying you. What actually they are buying is your system. So can you please provide an insight on how one can develop such a system, or do you have any specific framework around it? Because this system something actually helping you to do just 2 days work in a week. That is completely insane. When I heard like this man is working just 2 days in a week, this is really powerful because you created a system behind it. So how did you create it? What is the framework that you use to create systems?
Yeah, the same framework that a baker use to create any other recipe, right? What I do is I just look at something and say, what's it going to take to produce the result I want every single time? And what do I got to have in place to make that happen? So just like a recipe, if you follow the recipe every single time, you should get the exact same result. So you got to have certain items. You're going to have to go buy those items. You're going to have to put them in place to make whatever you want to make. But once you have that figured out, it's easy to just duplicate, right? So for me, it's like, okay, what am I doing right now that created the success? How do I break that down? How do I put somebody else in that exact same model? If they do the same thing, they get the same result. Well, once you figure out that right there, then you can duplicate anything you want, and your work becomes very limited because you can have other people doing that exact same thing that you were doing before. So all I do is create a system, and I call them recipes, that people can follow. So when they hire me or they invest in me, I'm just teaching them the recipes or the systems that I have done multiple times. I'm letting them do those recipes. I'm just overseeing them, helping them, show them where I'm finding the ingredients, and then instantly they see success.
Wow, that's really another insane or bulb-on idea just you shared, drop with us. And when you are working just 2 days in a week, so what you do on the rest of the days? Like you are brainstorming on something, you are serving your clients, or what exactly your it
Yeah,
look
so it
like?
depends on what stage of life you're in. But for me, I always wanted to spend a lot more time with my kids. Now that my kids are getting older, things are changing more. But a lot of the excess time that I have, it's making sure that I'm at kids events, making sure that I'm doing other things that I enjoy doing. I'm learning more. I'm able to go to masterminds like this month. Yeah, no, next month, July, I'm only home, I think 4 days the entire month. I mean, I will be all over the place, but that's because I elect to be able to do that because I have the time to be able to do that. But in that, I'm able to find higher individuals that I want to work with because I've got time to vet those things out. I've got time to look into things because I've created systems to allow myself to do that. Now bigger opportunities come for me.
Wow. Like the people who always learning are always growing, and being a
Yeah,
part of mastermind, being a part of like-minded people, proximity, as the Tony Robbins always say, proximity is power. You are learning when you are continuously growing and you are getting insane result and all. That's really, I'm getting insane ideas from you, man. That's really
good.
powerful. You build this I do epic. So if you explain it on what does it mean by epic, like
Yeah.
what is the I do epic? So if you can explain it, I get more ideas on it. Like what is epic?
So I do epic really became what everybody's different. What they consider epic to be is different, right? So I think the biggest thing is you got to figure out what drives you and what makes you a whole person. And I think that's a journey in itself. But when you start to figure out who you are, then how do you take that to the next level, right? And that's where epic becomes the next thing. Is once I figure out that I'm an okay dad, well, I want to be an epic dad. Once I feel out I'm okay business owner and I can do stuff, I want to become an epic business owner. Like, so there's a lot to the word epic, but I think the biggest thing for me and the reason I trademarked I do epic is because I always want to be doing the coolest part or that next level of stuff. I don't want to just be mediocre here. I want to be up here at that next level.
That's powerful, man. Means I always wants to achieve higher things, and I always love to do epic thing, not just mediocre stuff. That's
Yep.
what it takes to achieve, right?
Yep.
And if we can see the now the world is completely changing, the AI is here. So how you are stay innovative and adaptable in an ever changing business landscape? Like what are some of the practice and habits that help you consistently identifying the new opportunities and growth for you, as you uh, already mentioned that you are becoming a part of mastermind brainstorming, but what else you are doing to get growth, to understand the market?
Yeah, I think that the thing that I'm doing the most of is really understanding that what can AI not replace? What can AI not replace? That's what I'm always looking for, right? So what it can't replace is human connection. So I don't think personally, I think that you could date a robot, but I don't think you're going to have the same experience as dating a real human. But that's my own personal, biased, I guess. But my point is that I think that I want more events and more authentic events where people can come and they can really interact, knowing that they're interacting with the real person, not an AI. They're not being misled. Like, in the future, I won't even know if this is you interviewing me. It could be an AI bot, right? Acting as if it's you, and then it's interviewing me. Well, that to me does not get me excited, but that's a reality. But if you're at my event or I'm at your event, you're not an AI person there, right? You're you, and I can talk to you. I can get to know you, and I think that those events are going to be more important. And I think that's what I want is an experience by economy. So I think we're in an experience economy, which means people want to come, they want to have an experience, they want to learn, and then help them go to the next level. And so for me, it's like really looking at what can't AI duplicate, what can't it do that I can do, and I can do it better than ever. So, I'm always just looking at that. Now, I think it's important that you look at what can AI do and how can it take your business to the next level. I'm not saying you shouldn't look at that, but if I'm looking for new opportunities, the new opportunities lay, in my opinion, in places where, what AI can't do.
Yes, And what you mentioned just now is human connection is something really powerful. The human touch, the emotional connection. AI cannot be do the emotional connection. AI is not going to understand how the human touch is. And the in-person event that you just mentioned is really on one more great way to interact with me, Peter. Last month itself, I attended two in-person events.
Good.
From there I got a lot of good ideas, good networking, good people. That is something can actually change, always giving us a great ideas, right? That's really powerful thing you are mentioning every single time. So as a cow, like first I want to understand like how this cowboy entrepreneur come, what is the story behind it, why cowboy? Because
Yeah.
I am seeing a lot of entrepreneurs but nobody is using cowboy, but
Yeah.
you are using. So what is the story behind it?
Well, I am a cowboy. I was raised on a ranch and a farm, and I've always rodeoed my whole life, and so
Hmm.
I truly am a cowboy. I live that and love that lifestyle. So when I got into business, I've just carried a lot of that over because a lot of people like my horses. They like to watch me rodeo. They
Yes.
traveled. I mean, last time I was in Vegas, a lot of people came and watched me in Vegas, and so it's just a fun thing that is unique about me that separates me from a lot of the other internet marketers out there.
Yeah, that's really powerful. Another golden nugget you just shared, and you are serving. When I visit to your website, as you are a part, you are helping people in accountability. You serving one of my favorite coach, like Alan Wilder. She's like inspiring me a lot. You serve her as his accountability partner and all. So how does what kind of challenges this level of people have? Like they already have money, they are already making six figure, seven figure, eight figure. Where by serving all of them, what do you feel ki, what are their challenges, what they are facing challenges in their life, because they already making money, what other
Yeah.
challenges they have in their life and you are
Yeah.
tackling
So
this?
in my networking and accountability groups, the one thing I focus on and the thing that makes the biggest difference for people is most people don't have a community that they can talk to every single day. So let's say you're struggling with something and you go to your best friend or your significant other, they don't understand. Like they don't get it. So if you have like-minded entrepreneurs though that are working on goals together and you're having a bad day, it's easy to talk to them. So in our accountability groups, you get to know each other really, really well. And that's why it's a very powerful networking group because a lot of them do business together. A lot of them are very highly successful. I mean, out of the 130 I have in the accountability groups, a high percentage of them are in inner circle, Russell's high ticket program. So they're very successful people and it's very inexpensive for you to be involved. So it's a really good place to network, but it's also a better place to honestly get to know yourself around entrepreneurs that are like-minded. And so when you have things that you're thinking about saying, hey, I want to build this funnel, I want to be accountable to it, but you could reach out to somebody, in the back end and be like, hey, I don't know if I'm on the right track, and they can help you with what you're doing. So, like I said, I think the biggest thing that high profile people have a struggle with is friendship and finding people that are like-minded you can hang out with every single day, start your day with, things like that. So it's not about the money, but it is about, you still got to get your butt up, you still got to do things, and you might as well start it off with a really cool business group that wants to crush it and know what they're up to, what you're up to, and then expand with them.
Another great nugget you shared with us, which is it's not about money, it's all about the accountability, it's all about
Yeah.
being with the like-minded people every single day, so we can share what I am doing, what you are doing today, and how we can help each other to grow. That's
Yeah.
really great nugget. And while listening to
Well,
you,
the big thing, for what it's worth, the biggest
yes,
thing is most everybody I meet don't need more knowledge.
yes,
They need more accountability to the knowledge they've already learned. So that's why I started it. Is people don't need more courses. They need to
yeah.
take action in their everyday to get things to happen. So in the accountability calls, we're making sure you're taking action on the thing you need to do and what you've already bought. instead of going out and buying more or attending more things. Let's actually get money coming in your pocket.
Yes, definitely. And that's what it require, because more work, more action, more result, and the client result and all these things. And one of the great thing I love about you is the word that you use, ego, which means edging God out.
Mhm.
So if you can share more about it, that the story that you shared on one of your previous interview, I really love that while I'm listening to it. So if you can share with us in detail what ego means to you, it's really going to be a great thing.
Thank you. I don't remember the exact story. I have so many stories that I shared there, but if you want to refresh my memory, I can tell it to you. But ego really is our number one thing that stops us. Most of the time we get caught up in life. We're so worried about ourselves and money and all the things that we don't listen. And what I mean by that is that's why I call it edging God out, is because as soon as God's out, we don't have another voice or another person there coaching us along the way on what we're supposed to be doing and how we need to be doing it. So I just find a lot of times I'm with a lot of entrepreneurs is their ego gets involved. And it's like, I can do this no matter what. Well, are you really supposed to be doing it? Or they get so determined on certain things that they can't listen. And I think the one thing we've got to be able to do is sit with ourselves, have enough quiet space, meditate, let God speak to us, and not be worried about our ego, but get past our ego, quit edging God out, and absolutely find the things that we're supposed to do, our divine calling. I call it our why, what we're created for, and then get that done.
Yeah, definitely. And ego is something which killed our growth, our personal stuff. If we keep the ego that I have everything,
Yep.
I am good at what I do. Yes, we have to. I am good at what I do. It's a good, but if we keep it like I am the best, nobody is best than me. I am not going to learn from someone. That is something kill us, right? That
That's true.
really, yes, that's another stuff that you shared with us, and
Yeah.
thank you for bringing that out.
Mhm.
And when it comes to in today's world, which is a highly competitive market at present, everybody wants to do so. In highly competitive online business landscape, what advice would you give to an aspiring entrepreneurs or the people who is listening to this interview show, who wants to stand out as a and build a successful online business? You build multi thousands of case study for your clients,
Mhm.
how they can build out, and you started from 20 years ago, not and more than that, right?
Yeah.
So the people who is aspiring to become entrepreneur, to become coach, to online marketer, what kind of things they keep with themselves?
Yeah, great question. So, I'll tell you something that I think is very important that we miss, which is this. I coach a lot of people and they say, well, this is a very red ocean, or there's so many competitors in it. And so I always go back and ask the question, how many self-help books have you bought? And all of them will say, well, I bought so many. Are they all from the same person? No. Okay, very interesting. So you've got to be you, because once you're you, I'm happy to look at what you have, and it doesn't mean I'm not going to buy your stuff. Even though there's a lot of people in the marketplace, I probably have 50 self-help books out there in my library. I mean, so if you got that's 50 different people I've supported. And from there, I've bought other things from them. So don't get in your way by, oh my gosh, what you're really saying is I'm not good enough. So that's your ego, right? Get over that. Decide that you are good enough. And then if you put your product out there, there's plenty of people in the world. And yeah, maybe they've already, like I coach a lot of the top internet marketers in the world. But guess what? They've also hired Russell Brunson. They've also hired other coaches. Do I care? Absolutely not. Because they hired me for a reason. And I just need to get them that reason, and then they'll refer somebody else. I don't care if you have 10 coaches. You should. That's what life's all about. You know what I'm saying? But don't get in your own way of saying, oh, because this is such a saturated market, I can't do it. I'm going to have to do something else. But I really, really want to do this. Follow your passion if that's what the case. And you want to, if it is a passion, great. Get in there, make yourself unique in the fact of what you do, highlight the things that you do different than anybody else, people will buy your stuff.
So true, indeed. And it's not like I have a 10 different coaches, I have a 15 coaches. Everybody have a unique perspective. Every each and every individual, you are learning something new, and that's how you are growing every single time. You are like, I personally have 15 different courses, coaching program, where I'm learning, I'm seeing live courses, and from each and every individual I'm learning something different. Each and every individual is giving me some idea that I can implement in my business and growing my business, getting result for clients, for myself. That's how powerful it is. You just mentioned that you have like 15 different self-help book and all. What is the one biggest learning of your life from all the self-help book that you got and you implement in your life, and it changed your thought process, the complete lifestyle, complete business mindset, everything?
Yes. If I pick the number one thing that everybody needs to do, it's breathe. Breathe. So many of us forget, that the things in life that'll help us the most are free. Drink water and breathe. Because the more you breathe and the deeper you get to your higher vibration, the more you're going to be able to be successful, But so many times we're so caught up, we don't even sit with ourselves and do any breath work at all. And I think breath work is critically important, and that's something I'm really working more and more on. But it's just breathe. That would be the number one thing I would tell you to do. The also, if you're looking for an action book, the number one book I recommend is Predictably Irrational by Dan Irely. Excuse me. Oh goodness. I'm telling you to breathe, and here I am yawning. So
Yes.
Predictably Irrational is probably the best marketing book I've ever read because of several reasons, but I would suggest reading that book. And then I would also just remember there's no guru that has all the answers. So don't think that there is. And that's the cool part, is the more you learn, the more you're going to find out that we're all connected. We're all on this journey together, but nobody has all the answers. So don't get caught up in you're not good enough. Just get caught up in the fact that nobody has all the answers, and just keep working forward.
Yes, that's what you mentioned. I'm every single day I'm listening to this one audio, which is Stranger Secret by Earl Nightingale,
Yeah.
and he mentioned this one thing in that we have the light, the air, water, everything for free, but what we are doing, we are not actually gratitude for showing us our gratitude for them. That's what you are mentioning. And it's a free stuff, like this electricity, the all the stuff that I'm using, I paid for them, and I'm
Yep.
carrying too much, but the thing that I got for free, I'm not carrying for them.
Yep.
That's
So
what
true.
the powerful perspective you just shared with us in this part. And I did 70 plus interviews till now, but nobody shared this one thing.
You're welcome.
That's yes. So, which is really powerful thing you shared with us today, and I'm grateful that you shared and you come up with this topic. And while in this journey, you are in this journey from last 20 years. It's not like you have always up in your life. There
Mhm.
is always be a downfall in your life, that because this is the journey of roller coaster, where is sometime up, sometime down. How you are keeping yourself motivated, or how you are keeping yourself on top in
Yeah.
that down situation?
Yeah. So that's a great question. I think that everybody gets misled in the fact that they think everybody's life is perfect but theirs. And let's be clear, everybody has the ups and downs and the valleys. And I think how you keep yourself motivated is understand that winners always win. So even though a winner has a bad game, doesn't mean his overall life is going to be bad. So what I've done is I just really see that, okay, I know I'm going to have bad days. And when I do, let me be clear. I just tell everybody I'm having a bad day and I'm going to have a pity party today. So just get out of the way, leave me alone. It's my day. And then I just build a bridge and I get over it the next day and say, okay, I'm done with my pity party. Let's go. But I'm okay to have a bad day. Like it's all right. Like I don't try to because I know it's going to happen. Shit happens, you know, and that's okay. So I just take and I put a timeline to it. And then when that timeline's up, it's time to go. Let's go. You know, it's time to get back in the game and play. You know, but the problem is that most of the time we don't look at all the good things. So winners always win. And that's just one statement that I'm just riveted on is that you never want to kick a winner while they're down. And a lot of people, when people have a down spiral, they're like, oh man, I'm going to take it to them. And it's like, you know, that's great. But just remember, they will come back and win again, and they'll remember what happened there. So just winners always win. Remember that. And if you're a winner, just have your pity party, put a time to it, and then get over it. Move on.
I love this. Winners always win. Again, I am hearing this from for first time from you on my show from in this journey. Winners always win. When this thought comes, when this mindset was there, we are growing. That yes, I have dream and I'm working on it and I'm getting it better. I love this every each and every perspective that you are sharing with us, but I'm visualizing that process, that yes, that's something happened with us, that something happened with me in the past. Yes, continue because of consistency, because of continuously doing it, I was here. Love
Yep.
it, love you, man. Love you for sharing
Yeah,
this perspective.
absolutely. Thank you. Thank you for
Awesome.
allowing me to.
And yes, and you are also coming up with some new product called magnetic, so can you please share about it?
Yeah. So I learned a long time ago in my life that Bart isn't capable of everything that he wants to do. And what I mean by
Yes.
that is that I have different things that may stop me or slow me down. And so if I create a new alter ego or attractive character, which means like the billion dollar cowboy doesn't have the same emotion and the same feelings as Bart does. So in a real life example, I don't know if you guys know who Marilyn Monroe is. Do you know who Marilyn Monroe is?
No, I'm not sure.
Okay, so Marilyn Monroe is a huge singer and actor and all sorts of stuff. Okay, so you can look her up. But she in real life, her name is Norma Jean.
Okay.
So, but in her acting life, her name is Marilyn Monroe. So, I don't know if do you know who Beyonce is?
Sorry.
Do you know who Beyonce is?
Not
Big
sure.
singer. So Beyonce is another big singer, but
Okay.
she went for years and years by the name Sasha.
Oh,
And the
yeah.
reason she went for the name Sasha was because Beyonce wasn't capable of doing what Sasha could do, right? So sometimes in life, we need to create a new alter ego to help us be successful in life. And so I'm teaching people how I've done that in my life and how to create that new alter ego in their life. And that's a new product that I have out called Magnetic. And when you create this new person in your life and you get behind that new person, then big things can happen because that person looks at life differently than the
Yes.
person you are today.
I love this point, and this magnetic is going to help so many people. So, how
Yeah.
people can find about it? Is there any website?
So right now it's just I'm in the beta state of it, but there will be, I think the website will be I don't know. Honestly, I think it's
Okay,
magnetic.com,
I'll
but I
drop
apologize.
the link when it's up.
Yeah, do it. Right now you can do the accountability one is idoepicaccountability.com, but I'll find
Yeah.
the magnetic one for you for sure. Thank you.
Yes. Awesome. And before we round up the show, would you like to talk about the three mistake I can say, or three learning of your life that you want to tell the audience so they can avoid and don't do that same mistakes or that from your
Sure.
life?
Yeah, I'll try to think of three of them, but the biggest one is for me is remember that your beliefs that you have today may not be serving you. What I mean by that is that I find a lot of people have certain beliefs that they're anchored to, but it's the way they were raised, how they came to that belief. It's not a true authentic belief, and if they challenge that belief, they would find something else to be true. But there's so many times as a youth and as a kid we get installed beliefs that don't serve us. And so what I would suggest to you is don't be afraid to challenge your beliefs, no matter who you are, no matter what religion, no matter what ethnicity you are. Challenge your beliefs and find out if they're your beliefs or if there's somebody else's belief that was installed in you. So that's one thing. The second thing is just remember that we're all one, that there's no separation. And it doesn't matter if I'm rich or if you're poor, or if I'm white or you're Hispanic. It makes no difference. We're all the same vibration. We're all humans here on this earth. And so look at everybody that way and understand that if you love them, they will love you, and we'll all be a better community and culture together. Also remember that number 3 is that your competitor can still be your friend. Your competitor can
Wow.
still be your friend, because what's funny is that your competitor isn't you and you're not your competitor. That doesn't mean you can't be friends. So remember that if your competitor is there and they're in the same room, you can still play full out and you will both win because you're both trying to get to the same thing. And the more that you have a friendship, the better you will serve those people out there that you're trying to serve. And so those would be 3 nuggets I'd give you today is don't get caught up in your beliefs, love each other, and love your competitors.
And I love each and every 3 point. And the specifically the third point, I have a mentor, and he always tell this one thing: if you have a 100,000 competitor or 1 million competitor, still you have a room to win in your business or in your life. So that's a really a great nugget you shared with us, and I am really loving the conversation that we have today, and I hope people are going to love. And if you are listening us right now or watching it on Facebook group or on YouTube, make sure you can drop your biggest takeaways. And thank you so much, Bart, for being a part of the Entrepreneurs Warrior Show. It's really glad to have you, and you share too many golden nuggets. I cannot deny you shared a lot of insights that open a mind for many people. Thank you so much, brother, and thanks a lot.